Hey. We have hope. Let's go.
Weekend has been great.
Weekend's been
Yes,
great.
it's been wonderful.
Wow.
Yeah, we're so happy to be here.
Yeah.
I saw a Hera cosplay yesterday.
I know. Yes, we had Hera cosplay yesterday. We also had Sabine cosplay. We had a Kanan. We had a Kanan photo up, and the guy's eyes were closed, and he wanted to retake it. And we were like,
Why
"Why?"
would you do that? That's perfect. So fitting.
Too soon.
Ah, a moment of silence.
So we have an Ezra right here.
Yay, Ezra! Stand up, stand up! Yay!
So it's been, what, like 6 years since Rebels ended? Does that sound right? Or
Don't
ended?
know.
They would know.
I was gonna say,
7.
7
Thank
years.
you.
7 years, okay. So you guys have been revisiting the show recently. You guys have a new podcast out, right?
That's right. Do any of you guys see the podcast?
Yeah, Pot of Rebellion. I mean, this is the podcast,
Yeah,
too.
this is
We're basically
Yeah,
doing it.
basically. Yeah, I know.
That's not true. We have a lovely moderator, John Lee Brody, and our Star Wars encyclopedia, JC Reifenberg, and they're wonderful additions, because otherwise it would just be the three of us.
Well, it's wonderful because John starts out each episode, rather than just a recap. I mean, he does a very quick recap with many 80s references. For those of you who are live, then it's really fun. For those of you who weren't,
It's also still fun.
good luck. Anyway, but yeah, we do a recap, and then we sort of break the episode down, and we look at it from the perspective of what it was like to sort of read it on the page and translate it into the acting, and then what it was like to watch it after now knowing what all 4 seasons, what each character arc basically amounted to, and it's been really fun to have the memories of Jason Isaacs playing miniature golf during his scene with Freddy in season 1, stuff like that.
Also, it's been nice, well, for me anyway, I hadn't watched any of the episodes since they aired originally, so, and I feel like when I watched the episodes the first time, I was sort of watching, very critical of my own performance, as a lot of actors are when they watch their own stuff. And so now getting to watch these episodes again, it's just like I'm getting to watch as a fan and a viewer, and getting to go on the journey and not so worried about like, oh, why did I do it like that, or I should have done it like this. It's more, I'm just able to enjoy the show. So it's been nice. Yeah.
Were y'all familiar with Star Wars before you started on Rebels?
I was, definitely.
Excuse me.
Yeah. I saw the first film, so there's that. And it sort of changed my life. And Chewie was my first action figure, and it just sort of went from there. And I'm a huge Clone Wars fan. And, shout out to the Clone Wars cast. Thank you for being born. Thank you, Snips. I love you, my higher power. And and then I had this audition. It was called Wolf. We had no idea what that was. You thought it was Jungle Boy?
The Jungle Book. I knew I was reading from
He thought he was reading from Mowgli.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Which is like,
It was called Wolf, and they're running around in the jungle.
Yeah. So, but I, of course, think everything sounds like Star Wars, so I pretended it was. And in fact, it panned out for me because it was. So anyway, I brought all my respect and love and reverence for the space opera. And, these guys came on board, and you learned as you went, correct? Just like a Padawan would.
I think, like life, we're all learning as we go.
Here's that.
When you guys started the show, because we all know Dave Filoni, he lays out everything in front of you. Did he lay out his entire plan in front of you guys, or were you guys going on the adventure as the show went on?
He would lay out every season for us. So at the beginning of the season, we would all have a conversation with him about where our character was going to be at the end of that season. And then even in our recordings, before we started, we would have like an hour conversation with Dave, just like talking Star Wars, talking shop about the entire world that we're in. And those are my fondest memories, actually, of before we even started recording. You have Dave Filoni, you can ask him anything about Star Wars. And when he's stuck in a glass booth with you, he has to answer those questions.
No, and he's happy to answer those questions. I mean, we would have 4-hour recording sessions, and often, like Taylor was just saying, the first hour would go by, and I feel like he wouldn't give us the long, the macro view of things, because he's very, I think we've talked about this on the podcast. Dave's on you're on a need to know basis, and unless he thinks you need to know, you don't know. And so it was a very micro view of like, what's happening right now? What are we about to record? And then he would give you so much information around that so that you felt like completely immersed in that space and sort of prepared for what we were about to do. And that happened every session. So we needed to know exactly what we needed to know and nothing more.
Did you guys, when you guys were seeing your characters develop, was there a moment where you're like, oh my God, this is exciting? Like for your characters, individually, for each one of you.
Talk about the saber, maybe?
Yeah. Yes. Well, many times. I mean, I was like, shouldn't Sabine have a jetpack though? Like, she's a Mandalorian. And then I got one. So that was great. And then obviously like Darksaber, hello, come on, like doesn't get better than that. And I think for me personally, like season 3 time where we really got to delve into, we learned about Sabine's backstory and her family and what she had gone through and where she came from and why she was what she left and how she left it. I didn't know any of that until I needed to know. And so that was really like it gave me so much more of a broader understanding of who she is and how complex she is and why she is the way she is. And so for me, I think that when we meet her family and learn all of that was illuminating.
I remember correctly, Sabine was royalty, right?
What?
No, that's
We don't know.
High class
Negative.
It was high class family then, right? Because you remember you didn't have like a big mansion that the family went to.
Do you guys know? I don't know if she's royal. Oh, I like it. Let's say yes.
There you go.
But maybe no, though.
What about you two? It was a good moment for Ezra.
I think when I got the first lightsaber, I mean, as a Jedi, that's what you're waiting for the whole time. So that was pretty cool. And it's the coolest lightsaber in Star Wars, so it all made sense. And then...
Debatable.
For sure. And then, I mean, with Darth Vader, that's when it really got real for me.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, yeah, we're in Star Wars, it's cool. But then when you heard James Earl Jones, because they played it through he wasn't there recording with us, but they played it in the recording booth over the speakers for us.
Sure.
And I remember getting like goosebumps, like, oh, I'm in Star Wars now. And that was probably the coolest moment at that point, for sure.
Well, there are several. I love flying a B-wing. That was exceptional. But also, when Lando Calrissian was a part of it, when he says, I owe you one, at the end, Freddie and I looked at each other and we both went, Cloud City. Like, the reason he helped the rebels, is that why? Because he owed us one? And I'm not sure, but at that moment, I'll never forget that with Freddie, where we were like, oh, we were nerding out. Yeah. But, I mean, even to have interacted, Billy D. Williams was recording Dancing with Stars at the time, so he was not there in person. But the fact that I got to punch his characters, it's pretty spectacular.
Pretty epic.
Yeah.
Now, one of the most acclaimed episodes of The Rebels is Kanan's last episode. And what was that emotional journey for you guys doing that episode?
It was not acting. We were not acting. I feel like it was really, really emotional for all of us because I'm sure some of you know this, but we recorded all of our episodes together as a cast and as a family, and which is why like we are so close, because we were afforded that time and we really sort of like immediately kind of our journeys as friends and found family mirrored that of our characters so closely. It's almost like uncanny. But so not only was that Kanan's last episode, but it was Freddie's last episode, which was heartbreaking for us. So there was not a lot of acting happening. I feel like it was just, those are real emotions.
Well, I was confused. Apparently, Freddie wanted to die, and I've never met an actor.
Wait, Freddie wanted Kanan to die. Hold on, let's just be clear.
Oh, no, Freddie wanted Kanan to die, to be specific. Hence, yeah, sorry. What I'm saying is that he really was campaigning for his character's death, and every other actor I know is thrilled with the life insurance policy of, like, in Rogue One, when I heard paging General Syndulla, I was like, yes, she lives, you know.
Yes.
I know. Well, so that was perplex. I didn't understand. I don't know any actor who's like, hey, I really want to die. Like, oh, okay. Well, do you not like us, or do you not enjoy working with us? I don't know. But I see the poetry in it. That he was right. Freddie's always right. Get a bracelet. What would Freddie do?
Yeah.
It's a good bracelet. Anyway, but nothing could prepare me. Yes, it was devastating to lose him as a cast member, and also, you know, the characters went through quite a lot, especially in the, you know, Dave said he wanted to put it in the middle of the season so that we could all grieve together and show people. He could have made it a cliffhanger. It could have been at the end of the season, but he wanted to show that families can heal together through anything, and I think he did a great job of doing that. But nothing could prepare us for the animation and the glorious colors, and that impaled me deeply. It was awful, more so than even the recording session was seeing it all together and what they did. It was just magic, you know.
Yeah, I think the toughest thing was the episode after, because for us, we weren't the moment is written in the script, but there's no dialogue. So when it ends, Freddie's there with us, and we've recorded 70 some odd episodes all together. We are family. That's what we do. And then the next time we came in and he wasn't there, I was like, oh no, I did not comprehend what actually happened. He's not going to be back with us. And that's heavy and tough. And then that arc to end the season, it's just, the fourth season is so good. And with the podcast, I'm looking forward to getting to that fourth season. But yeah, it was especially noticeable when he wasn't there with us, his presence.
And also, sorry if I may, like, to echo everything that you guys just said, it's also Freddie, and Freddie is not just, he is Space Dad. Like, he is our big brother. I consider him. And so it's not just like a cast member, a co-star character died. It's like, you know, Freddie's presence is so big, and it felt like such a void, and it was really tough. I haven't thought about it in a long time. Thanks a lot. No,
Sorry.
we're gonna have to talk about it on our podcast in a few seasons.
I don't know if we're gonna make it through,
Yeah.
guys. We're gonna need like breaks, snap breaks,
Tissues.
tissues,
Now,
trigger warnings.
the series finale of Rebels is probably one of the best finales I've seen. Actually, one of the best endings of Star Wars I think I've seen, because it's just, you had this whole journey with the crew, and we see everyone get their time. What was it like filming those last episodes, and what was it like seeing Ezra's ascension?
Well, I have a quick story. I don't know if I've talked about it before on panels, so you might have heard this one before, but we had it was emotional, it was happy, it was bittersweet when we recorded our last episode together, and we had a big dinner with the cast, the crew, producers, everybody, shortly after we recorded, and then we were all going to meet at this restaurant for dinner. And Dave pulls me aside and he's like, hey, I need you to do something. You're going to read something, and it's just going to be us. And I was like, okay. And so we record, it's, emotional. We're like, all right, see you at dinner. And he has me hang back. He sends everybody off to dinner except for one sound engineer. So all the other producers, writers, everyone's gone. All these guys are gone. And he hands me a slip of paper that's just handwritten. He didn't want to type it because he didn't want there to be any evidence of this. It was just handwritten. He probably handwrote it on the plane down to LA, probably. And so he's like, okay, you're gonna read this. And I'm like, okay, and I read it. Immediately start bawling. And it's the epilogue that Sabine gets to say. So it was very intimate. It was just Dave on the other side of the booth, me, and one sound engineer, and he said, you may not tell anyone any of what you've just read, and you're on the trust tree. He used to call it the trust tree. You're on the trust tree, and you are the only other person that knows about this. And so I had to go to dinner having just read what Sabine says in the epilogue and not tell any of my friends. I was like, how am I going to keep this a secret? And the episode didn't get aired for a year after that. So I had to keep this. I mean, you had a baby.
I will
and
say,
didn't
I
tell
know,
you.
when you came into dinner, we were like, wow, she's really falling apart. Like,
I was
we had no
shocked.
idea. No, we had no idea. We're like, yikes, she's really going down.
She was really handling this not well.
TV show, Tia.
Like, we were just like, what's her? You know, we're like, eating and hanging out. And she's just like,
Yeah, I didn't know how to conduct myself because I just knew so much all of a sudden and I couldn't tell anyone about it.
Well,
and I kept the secret until, I didn't tell anyone.
Admirable.
I was very proud of myself.
well, so cut to the
1 year later.
1 year later. Well, we went to a premiere with a finale or whatever.
Yeah, they screened the finale at 10.
And we're sitting in the dark, and I did not know that there were like night cameras in there to film our reactions, and it's about to end, and I was starving. I'm always starving, and I had a protein bar. So I'm like, I better eat this thing before this is over. You know, and I'm eating my protein bar, and sometimes they're really hard to choke down, let's be honest. And next thing I know, this epilogue comes on, and I'm going like, huh? You know, and I see like she has a kid. I'm like, didn't I punch you? Or
You just grab my arm.
yeah, and he was like, I'm losing blood. Yeah. But there is a gif or a picture of me like going like this at that very moment, which is really not great. But yeah, so that's how we found out. And then came the cavalcade of questions for Filoni, like, oh my gosh, wait, is he force sensitive? Does he have LeCou? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, we learned in real time with all the other fans exactly, like, where is Ezra?
Mm-hmm.
All the things were revealed at the same time. Meanwhile, then we looked and we were like, oh, that's what was going on with her at dinner. Right.
And with Ezra's sacrifice there at the end, I mean, we talked about this earlier, but I feel like with him doing all the abilities that he had, he's getting up there or he was getting up there at the end of Rebels, like being on par with the strongest Jedi there has been. What was that like?
Like, which Jedi are we thinking?
So I'm thinking he can talk to animals. He survived. We survived hyperspace.
Yeah. He's gone up against Vader. He's gone up
He's done
against
this
Maul.
without proper training. Yeah, he survived Vader. I can't even.
I mean, we're talking pretty strong Jedi. I don't know. Matt said no. Matt said no.
I mean, only Jedi that survived Vader is Luke.
Yeah.
Wait.
I don't know. I mean, the math is nothing, I think. I mean,
Are we likening Ezra to Luke Skywalker?
well, obviously it's likening. The story is following the same type of thing.
You guys.
Well, Anakin.
Is it not? Is it not kind of that journey? Right?
That's
I don't
a
know.
bold statement, I'm just saying.
I mean, I would say Anakin's the Teflon. Right?
Absolutely.
Right? And then you have Luke, was almost where Anakin, because Anakin was always supposed to be there, right? But, I mean, I kind of say, like, Ezra's right there, and then Kanan, right?
You're saying it, not me. You're saying it. I'm just seeing a lot of heads go up and down. And so, I mean, I can only go with what people believe.
Okay, what miracles are happening?
You can usurp your master, for sure, right? Yeah. And so, I mean, I don't know. But what about, like, Obi-Wan? Isn't Obi-Wan pretty strong?
I don't know if we ever.
I would say.
I mean, I don't know if we ever saw his, like, actual. We were told like he was in his prime, right? But I don't know if we actually saw like the prime, like actually in the movies. Maybe in Clone Wars, I would say we saw it with there. But it was always established that Anakin was a way stronger as well. But I mean, Obi-Wan kind of just like
Yeah, exactly.
down in front of Vader's.
I don't know.
But I mean, he was pretty strong in the series as well. So, do we have any fan questions for the cast, real quick? Yeah. Okay. I'll come down right over here. Get your question. What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name is Josiah. Y'all maybe a couple of times already. Love your guys' show. Quick question for each of you. What was your favorite episode you guys did?
Favorite
episode? Favorite episode. My favorite episode was A World Between Worlds. I just thought it, like, it looked visually the coolest and most different of the entire show. And also, we introduced time travel into Star Wars, which is so wild. And it reminded me, too, of that Mario Kart thing, Rainbow event, which I always thought was pretty fun.
I like Wings of the Master when Hera flies the B-Wing. That's my absolute favorite. Or at least for my character, yeah.
I think as a fan of the show, a viewer, I would say probably the finale episode, but as an actor, I would say Trials of the Dark Saber, because it was, for me, to get to take Sabine to a place she hadn't been before. I had not, gotten to explore that side of Sabine, and also just like the recording, the process of recording that episode was really special. It was Dave did sort of the same thing. We recorded together, and then he sent everyone away, and it was just Freddie, myself, Dave, and a sound engineer, and it was really, it was emotional, and it's stayed with me ever since.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question.
What's your name, excuse?
Hello, my name's Zachary. If your character in the Star Wars universe could interact with another Star Wars character that you didn't get to interact with, who would you love to interact with?
Asajj Ventress, all
Yeah.
Jabba the Hutt.
I think Han Solo. They would just witty banter back and forth, Sabine and Han. That'd be pretty cool, yeah. Thanks.
What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name's Taylor.
What's
Yesterday,
up?
Ashley shared a story about a really hard episode for her to record from a technical or humor aspect was the episode where she has to mention the word Serapis a lot, because all she could hear was the word piss. I'm wondering if you guys have an episode or a line that was just extremely difficult to record.
Melura. We had so much difficulty with Melura.
Yeah, because the problem is we would ask, or I know I'm super type A and I want to get things right, and I would ask Dave, how do you say this word? Whatever it was, Maluran was a big one, but then other words, because Sabine speaks a lot of languages, and so I'd say how do you say this? And he would always say well, how would you say it? I'm like, how would I say it? How is it said? What's the right way to say it? And he's very open and said well, how people even in America pronounce words differently, regionally. So it's fine, however you would say it. I'm like, no, but what's the right way to say it? So yeah, there was a lot of discussion on how to pronounce Maluran properly. And apparently there isn't, it's however you would say it, which for me, drives me crazy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name is Nathaniel.
Hi.
I was wondering, do y'all have any funny moments, recording or behind the scenes when being rebels?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, probably Jason.
Yeah, when Jason Isaacs, who played the Inquisitor, came in and opened a closet and discovered a miniature golf set and proceeded to set it up in the recording studio, and between his takes, he would do putt-putt golf, and I thought it was awesome. I thought Freddie was going to murder that guy. It was
the most Inquisitor thing.
yeah, totally. Yeah, it was so cat and mouse. He'd be like, yes, darling, just for a moment. and Freddie.
Also, it's a recording studio that we recorded in every week, the same studio, and none of us had ever bothered to look in that.
It's like someone
closet
coming
before-
into your room and finding something cool and playing with your
Yeah,
toys.
and you-
Hey, what?
How did this guy? How have you been here for a year? Why are we not going in the cupboards? What is happening? Yeah. Anyway, that was tons of fun. And then of course I'm always feeding everyone.
Yes.
My purse has an endless supply of low blood sugar fixes.
And always something warm, because I was always cold in the studio, and Vanessa would be like, I have a cardigan, you want it? And I'd be like, thanks.
So we ate a lot of food, is what I'm saying. So that was also fun.
Space Mom was Space Momming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your name? What's your question?
Mike, nice to see you guys
Hi.
again. I got one question. Out of all the characters in Star Wars, who would form the best starting five line of a basketball?
Of characters? Oh my gosh.
I mean,
Starting five, wouldn't it be?
I mean, wouldn't you just go all Jedi? I mean,
No.
I hate to do it, but wouldn't you just go all Jedi?
I was gonna say you would do all Mandos.
Okay,
in
here we go
jetpack.
again.
They can.
Here we go again. Guess what? You can put the jetpack on, but if you have the Force,
Wrong.
I just watched an episode in season 2 where the ship is going away and the sister and brother hold the ship back. If you have Jedi, you can just hold all the Mandalorians down with the jetpacks while you do whatever you want with the basketball.
As someone who formed the Rebels crew
Right?
very meticulously, I would say we're right here.
Starting 5, baby.
I'd say starting 5 is right here. Hera already pulling that
Thank you.
together.
Chopper's on the
Amen.
bench.
The leader takes charge. Great. Well,
Good question.
my last question for you guys before we head out was, during your time on Rebels, was there anything that you wish you saw your character be able to do that they didn't get to do?
Oh.
As Obi-Wan's over there to the vision.
I'm complete. I'm good. I don't think there was any stone left unturned. And as far as what ends up happening with Jason, I hope we find that out. But that would be more me being curious, space bombing again about my offspring.
Actually, well, somebody, we had a fan question on our podcast. Sorry, we keep talking about this podcast, but it's what we've been doing for the last good long time. Somebody asked, what was the question that got us to start thinking about like a prequel idea? Anyway, you were saying, what did we not get to do? But it was prompted by a fan question, and we started talking about like, well, how did each of them come to the Ghost Crew? I mean, I know we know like backstory, Zev's backstory, Ezra's backstory, Hera's backstory, but like, how did we actually like team up? What was that? What happened? How did that come to be? I think that would be a really cool thing to explore. Just putting that out in the ether.
I'm trying to logic it out. I would say I would like to have seen Ezra take down the Empire. But I mean, wouldn't we like any of the rebels to take down the Empire? I think they did so much over the course of the show that was so fun. You can't really be wanting more, but we're getting more, and I love that.
Well, I mean, definitely Ezra was the beacon that started everything. So he was even the Ghost Crew were the ones that bring all the rebels together so that they were united as the mighty hope. So it really was your characters that started the rebellion.
The entire rebellion of Star Wars?
Well, not the entire rebellion,
Well,
but it was the ones that started to unite
Yeah.
you guys. You know.
That's what Simon Kinberg said at the San Diego Comic-Con, that they were imagining, we were told to watch documentaries about revolutions and seeing sort of the grassroots, like 4 people sitting on a couch going, things could be different. It took a conversation between a couple people that grew and grew and grew. And he said, we want to know who those people were. And he said that when Princess Leia gives the information to R2-D2, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope, or whatever happens, that's on the backs of these characters here, and they wanted to explore that. So anyway, we invite you all to join us on Pod of Rebellion. You can find it on social media, Pod of Rebellion, everywhere. We're on season 2 right now, but it's pretty easy to catch up. We had wonderful guests. Ashley Eckstein was on, James Arnold Taylor, Steve Bloom was with us, Dante Brasco. Huh?
D. Bradley Baker.
D. Bradley Baker was also there recently, and it's just a really great hang. And we love our Star Wars family. We love being at conventions with you, and it's just a way for us to all be together in between things. So we invite you to come and join the Star Wars family on iHeartRadio.
All right, give our